greatest in the making. Don't gas me up, I'd rather pull up in a Tesla. Don't gas me up, I'd rather pull up in a Tesla. Yeah, don't gas me up, I'd rather pull up in a Tesla. Don't gas me up, yeah, yeah. Don't gas me up, yeah, yeah. Don't gas me up, I'd rather pull up in a Tesla. Don't gas me up, I'd rather pull up in a Tesla. Yeah, don't gas me up, I'd rather pull up in a Tesla. Don't gas me up, yeah, yeah. Don't gas me up, yeah, yeah. Don't gas me up, I'd rather pull up in a Tesla. Don't gas me up, I'd rather pull up in a Tesla. Yeah, don't gas me up, I'd rather pull up in a Tesla. Don't gas me up, yeah, yeah. Don't gas me up, yeah, yeah. Don't gas me up, I'd rather pull up in a Tesla. Don't gas me up, I'd rather pull up in a Tesla. Yeah, don't gas me up, I'd rather pull up in a Tesla. Don't gas me up, yeah, yeah. Don't gas me up, yeah, yeah.
Peace, what's going on? I'm about to talk about Tesla.
Yeah.
I'm about to talk about Tesla. Who was Nikola Tesla and why he was so important. So yesterday, my brother Elo, he made a song called Tesla. While he made the song, I was listening to the song. I was thinking to myself, why did Tesla spawn into this reality at this given moment in time? Well, one, who was Tesla? Tesla, if you don't know, is a famous physicist and engineer, scientist, mastermind, whatever you want to call him. He's known for the inventions of, the radio, UAV, radar, the technology that we use in our cell phones, the alternating current. Basically, the majority of the electricity and the technology that we use comes from Nikola Tesla, which is the reason why he's still alive, quote unquote. Physically, he's dead, but you see his name is still living. He's a legend. That's what happens. When you're a legend, your legacy lives on. Elon Musk, he actually called his car company Tesla in homage of Nikola Tesla, the great scientist, the great physician. The reason why Tesla is so important has to do with the free energy. Peace, how you doing? The reason why Tesla is so important has to do with the free energy. Not too many people know, but Tesla recreated an energy device. And it's actually right here. It's right here in front of me. Nikola Tesla's most famous attempt to provide everyone in the world with free energy was his world power system, a method of broadcasting electrical energy without wires through the ground. His Wonder Cliff Tower, pictured above, which looks like this, was never finished, but his dream of providing energy to all the points in the globe is still alive today. So, what actually happened with Nikola Tesla and his tower right here, he actually was able to test this tower. I don't know if y'all have heard, but you can YouTube this information. Tesla actually tested that tower, and he sent a signal out to outer space, and he received a frequency signal back from outer space, which is why he is said to have believed spoken to extraterrestrial or alien type beings, because he used this energy tower that he created for the world to provide free energy to actually send a signal off to space, and he actually received the signal back. Now, the reason why Tesla wasn't able to provide free energy to everyone, for everyone, after he found out over a series of experiments that, wait, there's energy everywhere. There's literally energy everywhere. You just have to connect to it, tap in, and you can use any type of electrical devices. The reason why he wasn't able to finish his project is because of his quote-unquote business partner and a colleague at the same time. What's his name? Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison is known for stealing somewhere around over 70 patents from Nikola Tesla alone. So this is why we don't know about Tesla in our history books. This is why they don't talk about him, is because Thomas Edison stole a lot of his patents. We think that Thomas Edison is the one that we should give credit to when it comes to the energy and when it comes to the electricity, but it's really Tesla. Now, you see the reason why they stopped Tesla, literally, this is what Thomas Edison said, him and JP Morgan, and say, yo, if you give free energy to the entire world, how are we going to make money? Like, how are they going to pay us? So this is what actually started, this is what created the downfall of Nikola Tesla. when he created this tower, they made sure that when they created this tower, they made sure that he wouldn't have the funding he needed to finish this project. So what ended up happening is he had a half-built tower that wasn't completely finished, so he wasn't able to really do what he seek to do, which is really just give back that information, give back that knowledge. I really gotta recognize that this stuff that Tesla was doing was in the 1800s. Look at this. It says Nikola Tesla was a multidisciplinary genius. He was celibate until he was 77 years old. He was actually asked to be married. Instead of him proposing, a woman proposed to him, and I want to say it was the president's daughter at the time. I don't remember who the president was, but the president's daughter, the president actually arranged for Nikola Tesla to be married to his daughter, but he said no because he was too focused on his work. You see what being focused on your work, on your craft can actually create. It can make you a multidisciplinary genius. You already are a genius. It's just we aren't focused. That's just it. But look, back to what I was saying. He is recognized as an inventor of the AC induction motor, radio, remote control by radio, superconductivity. If you don't know what these things are, please look them up. Fluorescent lighting, guys, the lighting that we have, the lighting that is coming through this TV. This man right here created this back in the 1800s. He also discovered that energy could be extracted from the heat of the ambient air. Why am I telling you this? Because, guys, again, this was done in 1882. We're in 2019, and we still aren't extracting energy from the air, and electrical power in the form of energy can be broadcasted to everyone throughout the world through the ground. This is why we have pyramids. This ties right into the pyramids. The reason why they're still standing. Let me turn this down. The reason why these pyramids are still standing to this day is because they are a huge power source. You heard it here first. Pyramids are a huge power source, which is why to this day that they're still standing. Underneath the pyramid, there are pieces of the Nile River that are connected, that are flowing inside and in and out of the pyramid, and also throughout the grounds of Africa, that is conducting electricity. Literally, the pyramids are a huge what do they call, lighthouse. They're a huge lighthouse, but they just work in a different way. If you compare a lighthouse to a pyramid, one thing that they have in common is that they both stand on water. Now, the reason why this is so important is because water is the element that you utilize when it comes to conducting and creating an electrical flow. That's why they call it an electrical current. It's a current of energy. It's a flow. So you can utilize water. I believe it's called an underwater water aquifer system. That is the system that they use to actually conduct the passage of energy underneath the pyramids. Again, this is why they're still standing. This is 2019. I'm not going to say that we aren't utilizing this information, because the army is utilizing the information, the government, the people who are in that top 1%, they're utilizing this information to live their lives. If you look up people such as the Rockefellers, or what's the president's name, Jimmy Carter, and top really extremely wealthy people, I want to say George Bush's dad. If you look them up, they are living extremely long. Like, they live to be 89, 90 years old, some extremely close to 100 years old. And the reason is because they are tapping into this field of information, this field of knowledge, this field of energy. You see, once you acquire this knowledge, once you acquire this information, now that I have given you this energy, now you can utilize it to literally prolong your life. You can use it to create something. Is the song still playing? Hospitals from his program, he was convinced that the system could work. See, Tesla was all about harnessing solar energy. He was convinced that the best way to use energy wasn't. And at first, excuse me, what Thomas Edison was doing, he had a generator. He had a direct current energy, the DC current energy flow, which was basically you have a source, you have a generator that is creating the energy, or I should say is generating the energy, is pulling from something else. Even Thomas Edison was using the environment to create to create the electricity, to create the energy. So he had a generator. This is Thomas Edison. He had a generator, that directed a direct current to one point, that directed another current to the next point, and so on and so forth. Now, Tesla came along and said, oh my God, that takes forever. If you're trying to power up a city like New York that's on a grid, and you gotta wait for the energy to start in this specific, on this block, then you gotta wait for it to go to the next block, then the next block, then the next block, then the next block, then the next block, all the way back around just for it to turn on, that's going to take forever. So what Tesla came and did is created that alternating current. The reason why he's so important, and I didn't put this in the title, is because we don't talk about him. That's why he's so important. And if somebody can come into history and do something extremely great, and we can just overlook him and not talk about him, it probably means that whatever this person was doing was extremely against the agenda that we have nowadays, as far as this system, as far as these bills, as far as this living, as far as this mindset. You know, if we can overlook somebody who came into and not only presented the ideal of free energy, but created the way on how to actually tap into and utilize the free energy, then it's like we have to really evaluate ourselves and think like, wait, you know, one, why don't we know about this individual? And two, why aren't we tapping into this free energy when it's, you know, in the 1882, this man is creating free energy devices, and we're still paying for our energy right now. Still paying for electricity right now, I should say. I'm gonna, if I can find on this live, tell you how we can create the energy that we need to sustain ourselves. One, because why would you pay for your electricity if you were generating it yourself? Two, because now you can travel freely. You can be anywhere, really, and you can. Yeah, I got a phone call. Sorry about that. Yeah, I said, and of course I will get a phone call when I'm trying to read you the most important part. I'm not gonna lie, that phone call kind of agitated me. It's like, yo, I don't. Really, people don't call me when I'm on my live. It's because I create a specific field for me to channel my information to. So if you're calling me when I'm on my live, that means you aren't in tune with the information that I'm channeling, which is not a problem, but it just lets me know where you're at. Back to what I was saying. If I can find right now, I'm gonna read how we can utilize free energy using stuff. Okay. So the thing is with Tesla, he talks about how to use free energy using different pieces of technology. I myself am going to teach you how to tap into the free energy using your own piece of technology, so yourself, your body. So this is how you tap into the free energy that Nikola Tesla was tapping into. Basically, you connect. Just connect back to the earth. That's your energy source. It's that simple. Everything that we are made up out of, the earth is also made up out of. If we wish to draw energy, we must connect to that source. That's like our battery pack. Like when you take a battery out of a camera, you plug it into a pack for it to charge. Like that the earth is to us what a battery pack is to a camera. So we got to plug into the earth. Now, as far as our connection, when you plug in the battery pack into the wall, That's us being connected and tapping in or connecting to the sun. So we gotta connect to the sun. This is how we can utilize the free energy. So when you're hungry, when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you're sad, this is how you can literally you can pull energy from this. But you gotta disconnect from the world first. You gotta disconnect from your house first. Disconnect from the people first. You disconnect from these things, then you can connect to the earth. Then you can connect to the sun. You connect to the sun, you're gonna receive energy. This energy, and I was speaking about this on my live yesterday, this energy is going to be information. As you receive this energy, this sunlight, you're gonna receive new information. As you receive new streams of information, and this is why disconnecting is so important. As you receive new streams of information, if you're still connected to past situations or past streams of information, I should say, if you're still connected to past streams of information, when you receive this new information, what's going to happen is they're going to get mixed up. You're going to mix up this new information with this old information. So you're going to mix up new habits with old habits. You want to let go and disconnect from them old habits first before connecting and aligning with the new habits, with new energies. Because if you mix, listen, if you can create the balance out of this situation, then that's more power to you. Know that whatever you're trying to change right now, as long as you are finding how to create this balance, all is well. It's about the balance at the end of the day. It's not about being too far in. It's not about being too deep into the yin, too deep into the yang. It's about balancing, knowing who you are and balancing. The thing is, people always talk about know thyself. Know thyself, know yourself. Yo, you got to love yourself. The thing is, we got to recognize that, we are you're everyone, which is why the balance is the most important thing that a lot of us miss out of the equation. Yes, important to know yourself, but know that if you aren't isolated, you're never going to truly be like you. I'm not going to ever truly be me if I'm always surrounded by people. Like, that's just how chemically our bodies work. Like, so when it comes to knowing thyself, I want to say balance thyself. When you are around people, you're gonna become an average. You're gonna become like the people that you're surrounded with. So it's important really to balance yourself. Know that if I'm always surrounded by people, or if I have a daily job, or if I go to school, or if I'm on a bus, if anything, if I'm always surrounding myself with people, whether I know them or not, what's happening is on a chemical level, my body is shifting, trying to align with their energies, literally, so that we can connect, so that we can build, so that we can grow. So when you are around different environments, you are literally transformed. This is what they call shape shifting. You're really just taking shape on first on the chemical, on the biochemical level, then on the physical level. You are taking shape so that you can connect to your environment, and you can be the most productive, the most conducive in your environment. This is literally how our bodies are working. So if you're in an environment and you feel like you're not yourself, the reason that maybe is because you're probably trying to adapt to the environment so that you can connect with the people within that environment. Because if you don't adapt, what'll happen is you'll either be eaten up alive or you'll have to leave. Is that simple. If you can't adapt, if you can't create the balance within whatever situation that you are in, then what's going to happen is you're going to be imbalanced. And when you're in a state of imbalance, what can happen is you'll feel a lot of dis-ease. Your body can move into dis-ease. Your vibration will be lowering when you're in dis-ease. So this is why I said it's so important to connect back to the earth. It's so important to connect back to nature. You got to connect to the sun. You got to receive that energy. Without the sun, nothing lives, nothing moves. So I don't understand why we don't fully grasp the concept of, wait, I need the sun, because without this, no life exists. It's that simple. We don't really have to overcomplicate it or stretch this point out any further. The sun provides life to everything. If you wish to live, get more sunlight. We are the earth. If you want to be more like yourself, you got to connect back to yourself. Recognize that the situations that are currently happening are just a test to see how much you can actually balance. You see, it, the lesson isn't just in every single decision that you make, but the lesson is in how you can balance every single decision that you make. Again, you're going to adapt. You're going to change depending on who's surrounding you. You're going to change depending on where you're at. You're going to change depending on what you're experiencing. That's part of life. That's the only thing that is constant, is that change, literally. And because we live in a frequency, because we live under a system that's so corrupted, it can seem like our worlds are falling apart every day, because we're living inside of a system that wasn't built nor created for us to live, for us to survive, for us to thrive. Therefore, we're always in dis-ease. We're always in dis-ease, even when we're vibrating high. We're in a system that wasn't created for us to thrive, so we're always in dis-ease. Which is proof that we are so fucking strong, because we are living in a system. We are in alignment with a vibration that isn't in alignment with our truest, our highest vibration, and we're still doing extremely well. We're still able to be healthy. We're still able to live our lives, which means, look, imagine us being connected to and aligned with our higher frequencies, who we really are, the core of who we really are. If we were to do that, we wouldn't have to worry about the balance. You see, the balance will be creating itself in every given moment. But because we are under this system, and because we are in a place that is out of our natural habitat, we're going to always be in discomfort. They say the magic happens outside the comfort zone, right? My thing is, we're always outside of our comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when we're with our family, we think we know our family until we go out and we go see other family members, or we go out somewhere with our family and they start treating other people outside of the family better than they treat us. We always think we know somebody until we meet somebody else. That's the thing. That's the thing I was just speaking about, like when it comes to knowing thyself. But then the situation always changes when we go out and we meet other people. Just like we always think we know ourselves until we go out and we meet other people, and we meet these other people. And a lot of the times what'll happen is we try to say whatever it is we need to say to impress this person so that they can like us, which is our greatest strengths and our greatest weaknesses at the same time. Honestly, fuck them. Like fuck everybody. Like, you don't have to have anybody's approval for anything. Like, this is your life. This is your experience that you came to enjoy. You literally came to be in the joy of the moment, which is why they say enjoyment. In the joy of the moment. This is what you came to do. So don't worry about what other people are saying and doing. As long as every day you make sure that you're finding your balance, you make sure that you're establishing your peace. And not just your peace as in your 2 cents, but your peace as in your internal peace. You make sure that you are establishing these things. You'll always live a life that you wish, that you envision, that you dream. You can do it. You can do it. Just don't care so much, but at the same time care, because that's what's going to make you try. That's what's going to make you keep going. It's the balance. Care so much that you don't care, or don't care so much that you got to care just a little bit. And then you'll just say, feels so good to be alive, baby. Oh. Alright. I love y'all. If you got the message from this, I am extremely grateful. Have a beautiful day. This is your reset day. Tune in. Tap into yourself today. Just relax a little bit. The less you can do, the less you do, I should say, the more that comes to you. Love, light, and blessings to you too, love. The less you do, the more that will come to you. So today, on this Sunday, on this Sabbath day, on this Sunday, it's the Sunday. If you can, go out and get the sun. Tap into yourself. Just rest. Educate yourself is the key. Literally keep educating yourself. That's the key. Tap into some knowledge of self. The more aware you become of yourself, the more aware you become of the fact that you don't know yourself. So keep diving in as you enter these rooms, as you enter these portals. You're going to do exactly what it is that you need to do in order to help the people around you and also to help the people of the world. Also remember, like I said before, you are the world. You are everyone. So the more that you know yourself, you'll recognize yourself more in other people. So when you recognize yourself in other people, connect with yourself. Connect with yourself. Say hi. Not everybody is going to be on that same thought frequency, but you speaking out into the universe will attract those that are on that same thought frequency. So just keep speaking. Never let your voice be silenced. That's exactly what they want to do. That's how they want to take your power away. They want you to silence your voice. But you listen to me. Don't ever silence your voice. Speak your truth. You know what I'm saying? This is a game. If you got to play their little mini games, play that little mini game, but speak your truth. Know who you are. Be the master alchemist. Be the master magician of your reality. In every given situation, everything that you're saying, everything that you're writing down is extremely important. So you know this. Pay attention to the details. And this is something that they speak about in the 48 laws of power. Always know yourself. Always know more of yourself than the people around you do. So keep that information that you have to yourself, and then watch. I promise you, watch. Keep the information that you have on yourself. Watch. And I'm not doing this to get you, even though I did get you, but watch. In specific times when you hold this information, is what you will see is that you will have power. You have knowledge is power. You have power over the people because you have knowledge that the people around you don't have. They'll always be interested in you because of that. Keep them interested in you. You never know what'll happen. Again, people, man, it was a brief channel from the infinite, the infinite mind, the infinite space. If you got some energy from this, that's super, super dope. Take this into the week. Look, y'all, let's be great. Because that's the only thing that we can be. Stop fighting yourself and be love. Peace. I really don't want to get off, I'm be honest with you. I feel like I'm in a zone right now where I could talk for an extremely long time and just keep going regarding the message. That's because I'm tapped into myself right now. I'm tapped into my environment, and I'm utilizing everything that's going on around me right now to speak to you, which is what we do in every moment. And because I am bringing this up, I do want to tie in the last piece of the message into this. Utilize your environment. Utilize your environment. Even if it's not the environment that you envision, you utilize it. Figure a way out to tap into your environment and utilize it, because I promise you, once you figure out how to use your environment, this shit's like a video game, y'all. Shit's like a video game. Once you figure out how to use your environment, you'll be able to go to the next level. So let's go to the next level, y'all. I'll see y'all there. All right. Peace.